I have a very interesting relationship with horror. When I was like 9 or 10, I would be terrified of things that weren't even considered horror. I have this very specific memory where I am at Disneyland and we're about to ride the Indiana Jones ride. And you know the part in the Indiana Jones ride where it's like, do not look into the eyes of the idol? That would be bad. Really bad. So of course, first of all, I'm 9. I see that. I go insane. I'm starting to wig out. And it's very clear that my parents know that I'm about to wig out, and I'm sort of freaking out at this. But the trick is my parents are psychopaths, and they remain to be psychopaths to this day. So, as we're getting on the car ride, they're going, "Don't look, Connor. Don't look. You don't want to die, do ya? Huh? You don't want to die, huh?" And, you know, as a child, you listen to what your parents say. And you think that they're right 110% of the time. So I'm getting onto this ride thinking, I'm going to freaking die. But no, I wasn't dead. I was all good. And I come back, and the only thing that I carry with me is that memory and a deep hatred for horror. Normally. I don't watch conventional horror movies typically because they're either super hokey or there's other stuff that I'm gonna rather watch if I go into a movie theater, you know what I'm saying? We watched as a family once the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark movie, and that was supposed to be a horror movie, and all it was just a bunch of weird people and just a lady that goes. And I think that the scariest type of horror that is out there is low budget, amateur, and on the internet. Take, for example, the Walten Files.
These are all faces of people that I think I knew when I was younger. I knew these people, and for some reason my brain just forgot about them.
I probably just put up a picture of one of the moments from the Walten Files, or maybe played a video, or whatever, and you're looking at that and you're going,
That's Freddy! Freddy! That's what I want to be, Freddy!
But no, it is something so much more. The creator of the Walten Files, Martin Wells, has repeatedly said that it was inspired heavily by Five Nights at Freddy's, and he has even been quoted in saying that the Walten Files is Five Nights at Freddy's without William Afton. And that makes a lot of sense. You see Blue Bunny, he go, Bon? Fast food animatronic. The similarities are off the charts. But I'm telling you right now, this is scarier and way more compelling than anything to do with Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm not even going to spoil the plot for the Walten Files. You're just going to have to take my word for it that it is sick, it is twisted, but it is freaking amazing. But what is even more amazing is the storytelling. The Walten Files is told through a series of company tapes made around the 70s, 80s, 90s at the latest, that is either promotional stuff, weird children's nursery rhyme stuff, or company tapes for employees that are just about to work at the restaurant that this story is about. The last episode of the Walten Files is called Bunny Farm, and the entire thing takes place through a video game, a arcade game even. Very minimal voice acting, very minimal anything that would conventionally make for a movie or anything like that. And that almost serves to make this more interesting and more compelling of a story. I've seen so many stories that are so dialogue dependent. Stories that you could close and just leave blank and just listen to as a podcast, and it would just still make as much sense. And there's nothing wrong with that. One of my favorite games, one of my favorite things that I do regularly, D&D, is entirely conversation dependent. Check out Trumpets and Trasks, by the way, link in the description. You thought you could leave this video without me plugging my crap? You're lying, you're a fool, and I hate you. But what makes Walten Files so compelling is the medium that they choose to use serves to make everything feel more real. Despite everything being artistic and being basically a cartoon, you feel like everything here is absolutely real, and that comes through the mechanism that they use to tell this story. Holy crap, I freaking love the internet. I also hate it. Twitter sucks, but I mean the internet overall is pretty freaking sick. The Mandela Catalogue is, oh, it's definitely something. Oh boy, this is where we get got. This is where we get got right here. Mandela Catalogue is all about, well, I'll give you a little sneak peek of it right here.
I will fool the shepherds. I will know their greatest fear. I will know your greatest fear. Wake up, Joseph. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake.
So, that exists. This works in the same vein, except outside of the tape that I just showed you, there's also recordings and there's presentations and all this stuff that serves into this broader narrative that can only be told through the power of the internet. You would think that a freaking blockbuster film is gonna be like, okay, here you go, here's this,
I am the
and just call it freaking, oh, we're gonna make so much money and just greenlight the crap out of it. No, it's only through the power of indie artists that want to tell stories like this that we get some of the most creative crap, especially when it comes through horror. I don't need another weird serial killer with a mask chasing people around, and I don't need another demon story that is possessing like a video game or something like that. Unless that demon is possessing a video game that is being told through the perspective of the video game and how it's warped and all this shit. I freaking love Walten Files. I love it so. Oh! And then you have the granddaddy of analog horror, and that is Local 58. Local 58, if you don't already know, is a series of clips from a actual TV channel, actual in parentheses, of different programming that is used to hypnotize people, to brainwash people. Who really knows at this point? But what's amazing about it is that it's so good at what it does. The beauty of Local 58 is that it is completely, like, there is an implied story, but it's completely up to interpretation. I'm sure that the creators of Local 58 have something legitimately planned going on, and it's like, okay, this is the story that we're trying to tell, but the way that they go about it, it really brings this whole fan community idea in, and everybody has these different ideas of where it's going, and all of them are completely correct. The beauty of art is the death of the artist, the death of the author, if that makes stuff better. And you can't really get that through AAA movie studios, right? And you can't really get that through high budget, high production type crap. You can really only get that through indie. And that's why I love indie. Local 58 works and all this other stuff works because it takes advantage of the resources that it has and maximizes them to the upteenth degree. You could look at this stuff and completely believe that Local 58 is just straight up television. Like, it's just straight up local television. Even to, like, the bare bones aspects of it. You look at Walten Files, and yes, it has like cartoons, and it's drawn by an artist. It's drawn really well, but it's still drawn as like a cartoon in most of this stuff. But you can still look at it and be entranced in the story and be entranced in how they're delivering these messages because it feels authentic. What people crave more than anything right now in their stories is authenticity. You can have the most wild, wacky crap go on in your story, but if it is authentic and it is honest, you will have a group of people that are attached to it. Even in like mainstream stuff, you think I watch One Piece? You think I watch Attack on Titan? I don't. I'm not really an anime guy. But so many people get latched onto these shows because they are authentic in how they tell those stories. This is a big discussion on if art is can be objectively good or objectively bad or anything like that. And in my eyes, there's only one thing that can constitute art being objectively bad, and that thing is dishonesty. There are shows, there are pieces of music, there are all sorts of different forms of media that are manufactured in such a way that it sounds good, like objectively, or it looks good objectively, but it's not honest. And I think humans as a whole have a tendency, and they have a discernment level that they can tell when something is dishonest and when something is truthful. And if you make a product that is not honest and a product that is not truthful or authentic in how it is delivered or how it is created, you don't get success. You may get marketable success. You may even get money. You may get all this type of stuff. But in my eyes, art is art when it's authentic. And what these internet creations show me is the perfect definition of the best type of art. Whether it's horror, whether it's just a plain old story, or whether it's just a weird video game, it's art. And I freaking love it. That's all I got. Hey, if you want to hear me talk more about this stuff, press subscribe. Also, let me know that you like this stuff in the comments. I'm trying to figure out what type of stuff people actually genuinely enjoy, and what stuff I should just sort of be like, hey, we'll keep that on the back burner. I made a video on Red Dead Redemption, and it got 2 views, and I was like, okay, we're not doing that. I know that that's not what people enjoy, and I didn't particularly enjoy recording that. It wasn't authentic. Boom, tied in. I'm a freaking king. I know how to do this. I know how to do this job. But you can make me do my job better if you let me know what you want to see, what type of stuff you want me to do, and I will do the best that I can to do it. So hey, thank you for watching, and take care.